Just another thirsty Thursday. But only one more day till Friday. And that's only one day from Saturday. And Saturday is better than Sunday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Whoa, Thursday is the day that we take for granted. Because we know our Friday plans could be slanted. But today's only 2 days from the weekend. And only 36 hours from hanging with our friends. Something tells me this day will go fine. And for dinner I think I'll have a glass of wine. Cause it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Over the hump day. Thursday, the end is inside day. Thursday, it could be worse day. Oh, it's Thursday. That Randy Hughes and Joe Kachiva is brewing some more beer at the brewery for the weekend today. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday.
Yes, it is in fact Thursday. Thank you, Adam Palm, good friend of the show, with his version of the Thursday song. Gonna be nice today. Gotta get that lawn mowed. Looks like rain off and on kind of through the weekend. Maybe some sun on Saturday. But I'm not mowing the lawn on Saturday.
I heard it's like sunshine and 80, right? 80, 81,
today?
82, yeah.
Yeah, so sunshine with a little clouds here and there, but 80-ish. And then thunderstorms again tomorrow. Looks like sunny on Saturday with high temps in the mid-70s. And then right around 70 degrees and rainy on Saturday, or excuse me, Sunday, and maybe even on Monday, Memorial Day. So got to get that lawn mowed.
Mix of clouds and sun in Eau Claire, sunshine in La Crosse, and it looks like a nice day for all of us.
Going to play somebody's effing song in just a couple of minutes. Going to talk about loose change.
Okay.
Got 3 ways with Shaw, bad news, happy music, the friggin' sports. Lots of stuff to get to. I didn't do pretty much anything yesterday. Did some laundry, cooked dinner, all that stuff, but like in terms of, I just zoned out all afternoon. I knew I was going to have to, like, do the lawn today, so I was mentally preparing for it. I had to put our baskets back out. We got the, the big hanging baskets or whatever. Took them down and put them in the garage on Tuesday because of the storms, and so I had to put those back out, and then I pruned those and whatnot, picked all the dead stuff off, and picked all the leaves and, well, not leaves, but the sticks and branches and stuff in the backyard up, but...
My yard's, everything's a mess.
We didn't have, I was shocked. My neighbor, I think I told you earlier this week, I might have to have a conversation with my neighbor about his tree because it's really big and a lot of it is over my yard and over my house. And he loses significantly larger branches year by year. And thankfully, so far, they haven't hit our house or garage or been in our yard, but it's going to happen at some point.
Stuff's a mess.
Yeah.
It is a mess. Maybe today.
Have you seen the drone footage?
I did see the drone footage.
Yes.
Watched a lot of that last night, and I feel so bad.
Disaster porn. There's plenty of it out there right now. We'll talk to Shaw and get to Beartooth in just a few.
More of your rock mornings coming up in just a bit.
Traveling this Memorial Day? Looking for a family-friendly way to pass time in the car? Introducing 2024 Memorial Day Travel Bingo with categories you only see in today's America.
I see cicadas humping.
And I see a Tesla on fire.
Is that a door from a Boeing?
Ooh, an empty Red Lobster.
Good find, Madison. Hey, there's a bumper sticker implying the election was stolen. What do you see, honey?
A homeless encampment. My point.
Actually, it's college kids staging a protest. Point me.
2024 Travel Bingo. Fun for the whole family. Unlike America.
Chair being thrown by Morgan Wallen. Duck!
You heading anywhere for Memorial Day, Shaw?
We are not. Nope. No
Staying
traveling.
local? The kids coming home?
No, we just saw the kids last weekend.
Yeah, I know you guys went to what, Madison or?
Baraboo.
Baraboo, there you go. And Tumbled Rock. And so nothing, huh? Just you and Mary hanging out?
I think so, yeah. We were just talking last night. What are we going to do? I don't know.
Grilling out?
Yeah, we're going to do that on Monday for sure.
Some friends of ours who moved to Georgia are coming back for the weekend, so we'll probably spend some time with them. We're thinking about maybe going to Bratfest tomorrow because our good friends in Wayland are getting the band back together.
Oh.
And I'm very excited about that. So the original lineup of Wayland, Mitch, Phil, Dean, and Tyler, reuniting for the first time since they sort of went in different directions. And they have rekindled their friendships. They always stayed in touch. We talked to Phil several times about this. But, anytime a band kind of, I don't want to say breaks up, but anytime a band, a member goes in a different route, things can get a little acrimonious. And so they've been able to stay in touch and have hashed things out, and they're going to be on stage at Bratfest tomorrow. And so the wife is talking
That's
about...
in Madison?
Yeah. So, and it's a free event. I don't know if you knew this. I've never been to Bratfest, and all the years that I've lived here, I've never gone. And, of course, the lineup is always killer. It's got, Non-Point Dope plays a lot of times and all that stuff. But Royal Bliss and Wayland going to be there. And so we're thinking about driving there tomorrow just to see Wayland and coming back home for the weekend. So I don't know about Memorial Day travel bingo for us, but... Gene, you staying in town, or?
Yeah, we have a lot of high school graduates to celebrate.
yeah,
So I've got a party to go to every
day.
Tis the season.
Yes, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We've got 3 different parties.
What are you bringing to each party? Do you have a specific
Cash.
item? Just cash. Okay,
Right.
That's what the kids want.
Yeah,
right?
cash,
Exactly.
card and cash.
Yeah,
That's the deal.
yeah. I'm glad we aged out of that.
Yeah, 3.
Oof. Definitely going to be grilling too sometime this weekend. I don't know.
Some
I don't know though,
rain,
because
is
the
that-
rain is going to be. Other than Saturday, it looks like it's going to be rainy kind of all weekend.
Yeah, there's about a 50-50 chance of showers on Sunday and on Monday as well.
Also tomorrow, some thunderstorms possible in our area.
Yeah, there's showers and thunderstorms. About an 80% chance of seeing some showers and storms tomorrow.
Nothing crazy though, like Tuesday.
No, not like we saw earlier in the week.
Good. Yeah, I was mentioning to Gene yesterday when I got home in the afternoon. I spent about an hour picking up sticks in my yard and putting the baskets back out and the flags back out and all that, and rearranging all the furniture that got moved around and stuff. And thankfully, knock on wood, we didn't have any major damage in our yard. But the drone footage from Iowa, geez, did you see any of that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Unbelievable.
God.
They're still picking up, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, that whole town was pretty much flattened.
And so-
Literally flattened.
Do they have updated loss of life?
They do. They now say 5 people died and at least 35 were hurt when the powerful tornadoes ripped through Iowa, one carving a path of destruction through the small city of Greenfield. 4 people were killed in the Greenfield area. A 5th person, a 46-year-old woman whose car was blown off the road, was killed about 25 miles away. The tornado that tore through Greenfield left a wide swath of obliterated homes, splintered trees, and crumpled cars in the city. A referendum to spend $53 million on the needs of the La Crosse School District is still 6 months away, but voters already have many questions for school leaders. About 20 people attended a school engagement meeting last night at Central High. Board member Trevor Sprague says building costs may be the big issue on people's minds, but possible staff cuts are another way the district could reduce costs.
If we don't follow this referendum plan and we look at staff reductions, a number Dr. Engel has put before the board is roughly 45 positions, and that's both in terms of teaching and non-teaching staff, I think, and that's a significant hit.
The option of consolidating existing schools also came up during the hour-long roundtable sessions. Another meeting is planned at Logan High School for next Tuesday. Millions of people in the U.S. report using marijuana daily or nearly every day, and those people now outnumber those who say they are daily or nearly daily drinkers of alcohol. That research, published in the journal Addiction, based on data from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health. High-frequency marijuana use overtook high-frequency drinking for the first time in 2022.
So you're telling me I got to drink more to keep up with these people?
I guess so.
I got to skew that average back to the drinkers.
Other research shows that high-frequency users are more likely to become addicted to marijuana and more likely to develop cannabis-associated psychosis, a severe condition where a person loses touch with reality. A year after...
I don't know, man. Sounds like a good idea right about now. Have you
Losing
been
touch with reality?
Have you been in reality? It's not so effing great right now,
Good
Sean.
point. Well said, yes. And a year after finishing as the national runners-up, the UW Lacrosse men's track and field team will begin its national title run again today from Myrtle Beach. The Eagles have won the NCAA Division III outdoor title 15 times. Sam Blaskowski has 2 of those in the 100-meter dash and is looking for a three-peat this weekend. He's also looking to win the 200, where he finished second last season. Plus, he's on a 400 relay team that's looking for back-to-back titles and already broke the Division III record this season. UWL has a total of athletes competing in 17 events. The Eagles have an incredible 5 runners competing in the steeplechase competition. Good luck.
That's the one with the hurdles and the water puddles,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
So you got to jump over the hurdle and the puddle's right there afterwards, so you land in the water?
Yeah. Some people try and take it all on at once in one leap, but...
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. We'll get back to him in just a bit for more information, more updates about the not disaster, but the devastation down there in Iowa. Also going to be talking about loose change a bit later on. Couple of interesting polls recently about loose change.
Okay.
Also going to get to the sports after some Avenged Sevenfold, which is coming up right after this Bear Tooth.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
A7X with Nightmare. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. You got the Brewers losing again to the Marlins last night. 1-0.
What a boring game to be at. Ugh.
Lost 2 out of 3 to Miami. They are off tonight, and they travel to Boston to start a 3-game series against the Red Sox at Fenway. First game is tomorrow night at 6:10. It'll be on Apple TV Plus, by the way. NBA last night, the Mavs beat the T-Wolves 108-105, a thrilling game. They take game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. NBA tonight, Indy at Boston at 7 on ESPN for game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics up 1-0 after that overtime win on Tuesday night. In the NHL last night, Florida shut out New York 3-0. They take game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and tonight you've got the first game of the Western Conference Finals between Edmonton and Dallas, 7:30 on TNT. Packers, of course, hosting the NFL Draft in, April of next year. And it looks like Pittsburgh is going to be the host for 2026. League made the announcement at its spring meetings yesterday, marking the first time that Pittsburgh has hosted the draft since the event moved out of New York back in 2015. Rick Tocchet honored as the NHL's Coach of the Year yesterday after guiding the Pacific Division champion Vancouver Canucks to their second playoff berth in 9 years. Tocchet appeared on 109 of 114 ballots for the Jack Adams Award, submitted by members of the NHL Broadcasters Association. Also received 82 first-place votes. The NHL made the announcement yesterday. He has become the third Canucks coach to win the honor, following Pat Quinn in 92 and Alain Vigneault back in 2007. So congrats to Rick Tocchet. And Caitlin Clark, not the only WNBA star who's diversifying her portfolio. Angel Reese, who is from Maryland, is now part of an ownership group for a new professional women's soccer team launching in D.C. Angel Reese announced on Tuesday as one of the founding members of the D.C. Power Football Club, one of 8 teams that will compete in the inaugural season of the USL Super League, which kicks off in August. So congratulations to Angel Reese. And speaking of Caitlin Clark, 0-5. Another loss for the Indiana Fever last night, 85-83 to the Seattle Storm. Caitlin Clark says she's trying to stay as positive as possible. She said, you're never happy to lose. It's not fun, but at the same time, there's a lot of things to build on. I'm just trying to be as positive as possible. Continue to learn, continue to stack days. I know that first one will be right around the corner. But yeah, right now, Indiana Fever 0-5 to start the season. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Going to play someone's effing song in just a few minutes. Also going to talk to Scott Robert Shaw. We got some sleep theory on the way. If you need something, visit our website, rockmornings.com, for all of our contact information.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion. That was for Catherine in Unalaska. That was her effing song. Catherine, hopefully you got to hear that and you enjoyed the gift card from Nikki Paisley. Congratulations. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day in our area. Sunshine, maybe a couple of clouds rolling by, and a high of about 80 degrees.
Chances of rain return for the holiday weekend, it sounds like.
Yeah, tomorrow, some showers, thunderstorms possible, maybe some sun again on Saturday, but then rain on Sunday and on Memorial Day, Shaw?
Yeah, Saturday looks to be the best day of the weekend in terms of staying dry.
Okay.
But Sunday, about a 50-50 chance of seeing some rain. Monday, slightly lesser chance.
Boo.
Boo. Thumbs down.
Right?
What else is happening?
A wind farm in southwest Iowa suffered a direct hit from that powerful tornado that crumpled 5 of the massive power-producing towers, including one that burst into flames. Video of the direct hit on the wind farm near Greenfield on Tuesday showed frightening images of the violent twister tearing through the Iowa countryside. Mid-American Energy says several of the towers reported wind speeds of more than 100 miles an hour. They say these giant structures are built to withstand severe weather, but not a direct hit from a powerful tornado.
You watch those videos, right, Sean?
I have, yes. I've seen the videos. It's
Brian
shocking.
and I were talking this morning. It almost seems unreal. Like you're watching a computer-generated thing.
Right.
It isn't even a real tornado.
And it happens so fast. I mean, it's a tornado. They happen fast, but I mean, the devastation occurred just instantly.
It's you're watching it, and it's like it almost feels like it's a movie. Mm-hmm. Ugh, it's just scary and awful. Wisconsin criminal justice advocates are arguing that Republican-backed cash bail constitutional amendments approved by voters last year should be invalidated over procedural flaws. A court hearing was held yesterday in a case that revolves around whether the legislature sent the ballot questions to the correct election officials and whether deadlines for submissions were met. Wisconsin election officials and the legislature called the lawsuit a cynical attempt to undo election results. If successful, the amendments could be struck from the state constitution and put on a future ballot for another vote. A judge in Madison says she'll issue a written decision later. Research facilities, fish hatcheries, and bike paths are on Wisconsin's funding list for needed projects, with the State Building Commission now approving $48 million in spending during a meeting this week. $10 million has been approved for an addition to a blood research building in Wauwatosa. Projects in Wisconsin Rapids and Stevens Point also received money from the commission. This week's meeting did not include funding for any state projects in the La Crosse area. Local lawmakers Brad Paff and Jill Billings both serve on the Building Commission. The UW La Crosse women's track and field team will begin its bid for back-to-back NCAA Division III national championships today. The Eagles head into that meet in Myrtle Beach with 4 NCAA titles. They were the Division III runners-up in both 2022 and 2021. UWL has athletes participating in 16 events this season and multiple athletes in 4 of those. Lauren Jarrett, a Logan High grad, is the top seed in the 100 and 200 meter dash heading into the championship. She took second in both events last season. High school boys and girls sectionals is tonight. Hudson for Eau Claire and Sauk Prairie for the La Crosse district. So good luck to all those athletes as they compete, getting closer and closer to state, which is not this weekend, but next weekend at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in La Crosse. So good luck to the runners and field competitors tonight in high school track and field sectionals. Good
Shaw,
day for
what's
it.
it's going to be a good day for running.
Yeah.
What's the smallest value coin you would pick up on the street, Shaw?
Well, I picked up a penny before.
Yeah.
About as small as it gets.
I pick up pennies because it's good luck.
Good luck, right.
I think that's why the penny makes the list, because of the good luck thing. Today, by the way, is Lucky Penny Day.
Oh.
In case you were wondering. It's also National Drinking with Chickens Day. I know a lot of people around here like to celebrate that because they have chickens in their backyard or they're farmers, and so they go out and have a little beer or a nice glass of wine with their chicken, or you just get some extra crispy and
do it that way.
What pairs well with extra crispy chicken?
Right. Go Pinot Grigio on that one.
Speaking of that, it's Chardonnay Day as well.
Not a fan.
But with it being Lucky Penny Day, a new poll asked people what's the smallest value single coin you would stop to pick up on the street. 50% of people said they were not above picking up a penny. Why wouldn't you, right? It takes 2 seconds. Isn't there a stat about Bill Gates?
Right. Yeah. It would cost him more money to stop and pick up
a $100 bill.
$100 bill.
He loses money by giving up those 2 seconds.
I'm not picking up the penny, I guess, because I'm like, ooh, I'm going to pick this penny up and put it in my... It's more of the good luck thing.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I can't...
It's not like, I'm rich. It's not that.
Or even that I'm putting it necessarily opening my wallet to put it in it. It's just...
You put a penny in your wallet?
Well, in the coin purse thing.
You have a coin purse?
It's not... It's connected.
Like one of those little mouth things? Oh, like the zipper in your purse? All right, I got you. 11% of people in this poll would pass up the penny, Shaw. They say, I don't got it. But they would pick up a nickel. 6% would do it for the dime. 13% or more would stop for a quarter. And another 3% said it would have to be larger than a quarter. So a 50-cent piece or a dollar piece. 10% of people said they would not pick up any coin on the street at all. Well, nothing to do with the coin on the street.
I'm definitely picking up a quarter.
As for picking up the penny, there is a huge difference based on people's age. 68% of people, 65 or older, would pick up the penny. They know the value of the penny. Compared to just 27% of young adults between the ages of 18 and 19. And again, it might have
value of the penny.
Might have more to do with the superstition.
Thing, yeah.
Maybe some of it's with digital, right? Younger people tend to be more about digital currency as opposed to actual hard currency.
Cash.
And here's another thing about loose change that is kind of creepy and disgusting.
Is this going to be germs?
A very small amount of people responded to a poll, a Reddit poll, Shaw. Only 490 people. So this does not necessarily reflect the views of all of America. But they asked you, if you were a man, would you take a penny in a urinal?
Would I take it?
What?
Would I reach in and grab it?
If you went into a bathroom, not your own, in your house, because most people don't have urinals.
Somewhere, and you see a penny.
And you
Sean,
saw a penny in a urinal.
You're not picking that up.
Heck no.
And there were 490 people that responded to this poll. Out of the 490 people, 428 of them said no. So that means 62% of people either want to watch the world burn or just thought it would be funny to answer yes. So 13% of people in this poll said yes. Now, I will say, Shaw, I've told this story before, and I don't know if you remember it. P-Dollar? Do you remember P-Dollar?
I don't.
When I used to play softball for a local establishment many, many years ago, our post-game activity was to go to the bar that sponsored our team.
Sure.
We would go into the bathroom because it was on a Tuesday night and there was no one in the bar. And one of us would take $1, crumpled up $1, throw it in the urinals, one of the 2 urinals in the bathroom. And we were friends, obviously, with the bartender because we went in there every Tuesday night. And we would wait while we played cards or played pool or just drank beers and hung out. Wait until someone tried to turn in a wet dollar bill at the bar, knowing full well that they had reached into the urinal and pulled out the P-Dollar because everyone's peeing on this dollar while it's in the urinal. And it happened one time. It was only one time it happened, Shaw, the P-Dollar incident. And this guy picked out the dollar and tried to pay for a beer with with the P-Dollar that we put in the urinal. And, of course, the bartender's like, I'm not taking the P-Dollar, dude. This is the game they play. Well, the guy, and, of course, we all heard it, and we all laughed and pointed and made fun of him and whatever and harassed him about the whole, and not to be mean, but just, I mean, just because, like, what are you doing taking a P-Dollar out of the urinal? Well, things got real weird later on in the night as the P-Dollar made its way around to all the other guys in the bar that he was there with. They were all trying to pay with the P-Dollar. So, like, everyone's touching this P-Dollar. But apparently 13% of people, Shaw, would take a penny, just a simple 1 cent piece out of the urinal.
I think they just said that to answer the question weird. Nobody's doing that. Are they, Shaw? Are you doing that?
I don't think so. No, not even not a penny, nickel,
not a quarter even.
Somebody that responded yes said, if you see free money, you take it. End of story.
No.
They said, quote, I won't keep it, but I don't want to leave it there. Now, $20 bill?
Where does it start not becoming?
$10 bill? $5 bill? $1,000 bill? It's like, I'm definitely not going in for $1.
No.
10 spot, maybe?
No.
I mean, think of where all of your dollar bills have been in their lifetime.
Money's just filthy dirty anyway.
Right. Strippers, cocaine. I mean, you name it, Shaw, it's been there, right? Think of the people that have handled your money. All of the people from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. And you're putting your hand on it anyways.
I have to go wash.
Right?
I'm just saying.
This is the coin thing.
Okay, I got you.
See?
She's got like a little...
Yeah, it's got a little
pocket on the purse thing.
So 3 quarters, 1 dime, a nickel, 4 pennies, and a hair tie.
Well, you're rich.
P-Dollar. So weird. I I think at one point the $P ended up in his mouth.
Okay, that's it. That's enough. I haven't had breakfast yet, and yuck.
Like he sort of owned it. You know what I mean? At that point, he's like, all right, well, if I'm going to be the $P guy, I'm going all in on $P.
Nope.
And it ended up in his mouth.
Rock Mornings, only on 95.7 The Rock.
Sleep Theory with Numb. Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene. Shaw in the newsroom. We'll get back to him in just a bit. More three-ways and, of course, bad news, happy music. Get to the friggin' sports as well. It'll be nice today.
Yeah, it's sunny. It's throughout the state, basically. 80s, as we mentioned, high school athletes competing in sectionals today for track, so good luck to all those athletes. But sunshine and 80 by race time, it looks like.
Dan texted in, wanted to hear some Korn. Try to get to that in just a bit. Also got a text from Jay. Listening in Kentucky, said local auto parts store employees would super glue a quarter to the floor watching people try to pick it up. It was epic.
Seen that.
Yeah. We did that in Empire Records. Who glued these quarters to the floor? I don't have to explain my art to you, Warren. Allison texted in. Wants to hear some Stained Mud Shovel. Pretty pleased with bacon on top. Do that. If you want to get in touch with us, visit rockmornings.com for all our contact info. Check out our daily podcast. You can also listen live at rockmornings.com. We've got some Metallica in just a bit.
Rock Mornings, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Metallica. Sad but true. Trucking. Got my chips cashed in. No? Got my chips cashed in. Shaw would be very pleased.
Yeah.
Loves him some Grateful Dead.
Jamming out.
There's a guy in Missouri surprised his grandfather by fixing up his old 1954 pickup.
Oh, these are great stories.
Says his great-grandmother originally bought it for, quote, $50 and a hog. Video of the big reveal and his grandpa driving it around for the first time in 40 years. The thing sat for 40 years. You think Gramps is happy? Little tear in the eye? Oh, yeah.
This truck here was bought a long time ago. It was bought by his mom, which is my great-grandma, and him for $50 and a hog. So it's an emotional deal for him for sure.
How long do you think it's been since you drove it?
It's been 40 or better.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
The guy's name is Blake. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name because I'll murder it. Lives in Lebanon, Missouri. Pulled off the ultimate truck restoration by bringing his grandfather's cherished 1954 pickup back to life. As a teenager, Richard bought the International Harvester with his mom for $50 and a hog. The truck, nicknamed Cannonball, remained in his property for more than 45 years, eventually catching the eye of his grandson, Blake. When Blake was a toddler, he thought of Cannonball as his truck, right? Grandpa's truck, my truck. Even though it spent much of the time broken and idle. When he grew up, he initially took the truck for new brakes. However, his plans evolved into a full restoration. Meanwhile, Grandpa Richard, kept in the dark as Blake, with the help of C&J's classic and muscle cars, brought the truck back into proper working order. And once it was up and running, gave his grandpa the surprise of his life. Obviously, if you want to give it a Google and check out the video of the restoration process and the ultimate reveal, you can Google Grandpa pickup truck.
What color is it?
Red.
Yeah.
It's like a dirty red, you know what I mean? But yeah. Grandpa Richard, obviously, very pleased. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, one of these, Grandpa. I'm not crying. Don't you get me on video. Yeah. It's so funny to see the difference, too, between this kid and his grandpa. He's got the lettuce, flowing. He's got the dirty mustache. He's got the hat with the flat brim, and Gramps is just wearing some old T-shirt.
Jeans with is there a belt? Is a belt involved?
Oh, yeah.
Got a T-shirt tucked with a belt.
Yeah, Missouri grandpa pickup truck should pop right up. Cool story, though. Reminded me of that commercial. I think it was maybe either during the Super Bowl or the holidays with it was the wife had Alzheimer's?
Yes, the grandmother.
Yeah.
And she took, and the granddaughter took her to the drive-in theater.
When the grandpa had to drive and all that. And she's like, I got to get back. He can't be in charge of cooking dinner. Yeah. Cool story. Yeah. Beloved vehicle. Gramps going to be driving that thing around, huh?
That took some work. A lot of work.
Scott Stapp in a couple minutes. If you want to get in touch with us, visit rockmornings.com for our contact info.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
On June 10th, 1985, New York Magazine published Hollywood's Brat Pack. I just remember seeing that cover and thinking, oh. If you were coming of age in the 1980s, the Brat Pack was near the center of your cultural awareness. But for those of us experiencing it from the inside, the Brat Pack was something very different. I've never talked to anybody about what that was like. So I thought it might be interesting to try and contact everyone who was in the Brat Pack. Hey, Emilio Estevez. This is Andrew McCarthy calling you. Hey, Allie. Hey, Demi. Hey, Molly. Let's call Rob. Hello.
I'm not going to say we were the Beatles or anything.
Well, we didn't fill Shea Stadium. There were moments.
We could have. 1985? I think we could have.
Yeah.
Not the first, definitely won't be the last, but interesting perspective from one of the people that was in the Brat Pack. A new Brat Pack documentary from actor Andrew McCarthy. The collective in the 80s of the young actors and actresses that made up the Brat Pack, featuring Emilio Estevez, Demi Moore. Instead of the Rat Pack, it was the Brat Pack. Rob Lowe, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire. And McCarthy called everybody up, tried to get the band back together. Apparently, Judd Nelson was one of the only people that didn't want to participate.
Is he still acting, do we know?
I don't know what the hell he's doing. I think if he's doing anything, he is doing direct-to-DVD or something like that. The documentary, by the way, is produced by ABC News Studios, and it streams on Hulu starting June 13th. So if you're a big Brat Pack person, you love The Breakfast Club, you love all those actors and actresses and all those films that you grew up with, then June 13th on Hulu might be your jam.
Sounds interesting.
I'll check it out, definitely, especially when you watch it from the inside perspective. You know what I mean? You hope that you get, maybe some, I don't want to say dirt, but you get some, obviously, some stories or some interesting information. That, again, is on June 13th on Hulu. Tonight on television, on NBC, it's Red Nose Day, Cheers to 10 Years. And then more series and season finales. The Price is Right at night on CBS. I Can See Your Voice over on Network. Third season premiere of Don't Forget the Lyrics on Fox. First season finale of Elsbeth on CBS. The fifth season premiere of The Kardashians on Hulu. Fourth season premiere of Evil on Paramount Plus. And a new series on Amazon starring Patton Oswalt. It's called The 1% Club. And it's actually a game show. Patton Oswalt hosting the U.S. version of a British game show, testing the intelligence of 100 people through a series of increasingly difficult questions for a chance at a $100,000 prize. You don't think you'd do well on that, Gene?
No, absolutely not.
Drew Barrymore is going to be on with Fallon, David Letterman, and Nora Jones on with Stephen Colbert. And then on Seth Meyers, you got Will Forte and Ben Platt on late night television.
Nelson does some voice work, but mostly keeps to himself, apparently. He's a very private person. He could, I'm looking at pictures, he's 62 by the way, 63, I believe. He could walk by us.
You wouldn't recognize him?
Absolutely not. No way.
Really?
No.
I can't even, he could walk into the studio right now, and I would be like, who's this guy? Does he work for the Red Cross? I don't know. Look at him.
Oh, you're right.
I'd know that with Judd Nelson.
You would not.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Who watches movies? Who knows these?
You would not. That looks like any guy doing anything.
You could tell that's Judd Nelson.
No.
Or a bad Adam Sandler impersonator.
No. You could sit next to you at a brewery drinking an IPA and you wouldn't know him.
Oh, God. Gross. Why do you got to bring disgusting IPAs into this discussion about the
he's a private
Brat Pack?
guy, I guess, and that's why he doesn't want to do the reunion thing.
Yeah. You'd think that obviously the
voice work and act.
You'd want to
theater and stuff like that is his jam.
At least talk about it a little bit, no? All right. Brat Pack documentary hitting Hulu June 13th. What's going on, Shaw?
The National Weather Service has now confirmed that 3 tornadoes touched down in our area during Tuesday night storms. A tornado that hit in rural Winona County was an EF1 tornado with peak winds of 105 miles an hour. It was on the ground for almost 15 minutes for a distance of more than 18 miles. That twister took down trees, power lines, and barns. A second tornado, also an EF1, touched down in Buffalo County near Cochrane. Trees, power lines, and farm buildings were toppled. Another confirmed tornado was reported near Arcadia. Other towns, including Winona, saw straight-line winds cause damage. One person is dead in a collision between a car and a train that happened Tuesday in the town of Alma. Jackson County investigators were called to the crash scene around 5:20 p.m. They say the car failed to yield to an oncoming train before it was struck. The driver, whose name has not been released, was pronounced dead at the scene. An Unalaska man is now charged with first-degree reckless homicide. It was on May 8th that police got a call from the staff at the Wazee Treatment House to report an unresponsive man. That facility in the town of Albion is a care facility. The victim had been living there, and police say they found suspected drug and drug paraphernalia on the ground next to the victim. And they say Aspen Kalina II supplied the drugs that killed a man. Kalina has been booked into jail and has a court appearance scheduled for next month. The suspect in a La Crosse stabbing death from December of 2023 is heading to trial. Bryant Smith has entered a not guilty plea on charges of stabbing Timothy Salas more than 40 times after the two of them had been drinking. The attack happened at the Stokey Tower in downtown La Crosse. Smith says he defended himself with a knife when Salas attempted to choke him. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for September. 2 meetings down, 2 to go in the current schedule of La Crosse School Board listening sessions about spending and space needs. Superintendent Aaron Engel and school board members met with about 20 people who came to Central High for a referendum discussion last night. Trevor Sprague of the school board says even if a $53 million ballot question doesn't pass, alternatives might cost about the same.
What if we just do the renovations we absolutely have to do, the capital maintenance that we absolutely have to do, but we otherwise leave the schools alone? The price tag of that was roughly the same as this proposed referendum, but without some of the added benefits that we feel come from the referendum.
More public meetings are planned before the November referendum. Another listening session will happen next Tuesday at Logan High School.
Three-way with Shaw in the newsroom. Got a text from Jim, said the truck looks good. Hell yeah, it does.
That was
talking about that
cool
grandson who what is it? Not reupholstered, restored. There you go. Thank you. His grandfather's truck that had been sitting there for about 40 years.
1955.
Yeah. Truck does look good.
Rock Mornings on 95.7 The Rock.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That, of course, Alice in Chains. And before that, some Scott Stapp. The Brewers losing again to the Marlins yesterday. Tough one, too. 1-0.
They just got to get out of Florida. They got to move. They need to go.
Well, they are. They're traveling today.
Boston?
Yeah, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Miami Marlins over the last couple of days, and they are off tonight. They're in Boston for the first of 3 against the Red Sox starting tomorrow night at 6:10 on Apple TV+. Mavericks over the T-Wolves last night, 108-105. They take a 1-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals. Tonight, you've got Game 2 between Indy and Boston from the Garden. Celtics up 1-0 in that series. 7 o'clock on ESPN for the tip of that game. And last night in the NHL, Florida shutting out New York 3-0. They take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Tonight on the ice, it's Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Edmonton at Dallas, 7:30 on TNT. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg on Tuesday said the city's police department will investigate whether its officers followed proper protocols when Scotty Scheffler was arrested on Friday outside Valhalla Golf Club. Louisville Police Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villarreal said in a statement earlier this week that an update on the investigation will be provided sometime today. Quote, the internal investigation is still ongoing. Any policy violations that are revealed through the course of the investigation will be appropriately addressed according to the LMPD's disciplinary protocol. So yeah, it sounds like they're trying to pin it on the cop for maybe overreaching there. They don't want Scotty Scheffler to be in trouble
with the law down
there.
there.
They want him to be the victim. Yeah. We'll see. Elsewhere, Caitlin Clark, everybody talking about her. Obviously, rough start to her career in the WNBA, 0-5 with the Indiana Fever.
And I'm reading some backlash about the coach. The fans are saying that she should go. That there was the reason that they're having such a bad start is
all right.
bad
Well,
calls.
they're 0-5. I am against getting rid of a coach unless it's a complete, absolute, unmitigated disaster. You know what I mean? The first game was bad, right? They got shellacked. But they've been pretty close the last couple of games. They obviously had the number one draft pick for a reason, right? I'm assuming they were the worst team in league last year.
So
give it, 1 week, you got 5 games. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I get it. You can't fire the players, But if there's a revolt by the players against the coach at this point in the season, okay, yeah, then maybe coach has to go. But I don't know. Give it some time. I mean,
I'm just telling you what the X is saying, the Twitters.
The internets. While someone who just recently got on social media, Charles Barkley, right? Remember? What's a DM? Slide into the DM mean? Right? He didn't know what that meant. Charles Barkley actually had some stuff to say about Caitlin Clark and the rest of the WNBA last night. Would you like to hear it?
Maybe.
It's not bad.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bring into the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Yeah, referencing LeBron James, who denounced the, quote, animosity and hatred that's directed towards Caitlin Clark and his son Bronny during an appearance on his Mind the Game podcast earlier this week, and Barkley agreeing with LeBron. Diana Taurasi apparently has been cast as the villain in this story because she said there's going to be a learning curve. And I guess people took that the wrong way. I don't understand how you could take that the wrong way. She's going from college to the WNBA.
There's a learning curve.
It's no different than any change in any situation. She's still playing basketball, but it's a different league. There's different people. Yeah, it's different. So there's going to be a learning curve. So you figure it out. And I don't know if those comments were why they were taken negatively. But Barkley there saying, give her flowers. I don't know if she's the reason they got the charter jets. I mean, after the whole thing with Brittany Griner in the airport, they started talking about that. So, but she's definitely bringing a lot more eyes to the game and a lot more popularity. And
television viewership is way up.
They're selling tickets. They're moving games to bigger arenas. I mean, all that stuff. So he's not wrong in that sense. But yeah, and the coach is getting fired.
No, I'm just that's what. People are calling for on the internet.
This is the way. Five Finger Death Punch and DMX. Arr! Coming up in a bit. Stick around.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That is DMX and Five Finger Death Punch. This is the way. Arr! You were talking earlier, we were talking earlier about this Brat Pack documentary, and you said that I wouldn't know Judd Nelson if he was sitting next to me drinking an IPA.
That's exactly what I said.
I got a text from Dan about IPAs. Dan texted in and said, Brian, here's a nightmare thought for you. Would you try a bacon-infused IPA? I'm like you. Bacon is awesome. IPAs suck. What would you do? I wouldn't try it.
Really?
Number one, I hate IPAs. Number two, I hate anything that's bacon-flavored. If I can't have bacon, then don't waste my time. I have tried bacon-flavored sodas. I've tried bacon and I had
gum. Remember when we had the
none of
bacon
it
gum?
tastes anything like bacon. It's all freaky weird. It doesn't taste right. It tastes made up.
When I brought in Bloody Marys last week, what kind of vodka did you bring in?
Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was an interesting choice.
You can't taste it, though.
You can't?
I can't.
Could you, Shaw?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I brought it in is because it's the only vodka I had in the house.
I know. That's 2 fails on your part now when it comes to vodka.
I'm not an alcohol drinker. At least the bacon vodka was not raspberry, right?
Right. There was that.
But again, these are alcohols that get left at my house because we've had parties for years, and so we'd always have people come over and they bring stuff and they think, I get it, right? I'm the bacon guy. That's fine. But look, vodka is vodka to me. I don't drink it very often. So if I do, it's in a Bloody Mary, and I was like, okay, well, this can't be worse than the.
You're right about that.
The raspberry thing. But in terms of like its flavor, I have no idea what it tastes like, honestly, because the only time I've ever had it, Shaw, was Friday morning when we put it in those Bloodies when
2
Gene was
fails, he said.
Not a fail.
Raspberry and bacon.
Did it ruin the Bloody?
It didn't help.
Not a fail. Didn't ruin the Bloody.
Didn't help.
Was it bad? Did you drink the Bloody?
I did, yeah.
Okay, then not a fail. Doesn't count. You didn't drink the raspberry vodka Bloody.
No, couldn't get that one down.
I don't know, dude. Just again, I always tell people this. Bacon doesn't. You don't need to. I get it. You want to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A strip of bacon, a handful of bacon, a box of bacon, whatever you got. I'm fine with it. It doesn't need to be all. You don't need to do anything to it. It's perfect.
Do you do bacon bits? Will you do those if you like on a salad or
like fake bacon bits?
Oh, those are soy. They're not real.
Yeah.
Not fake bacon.
I mean, I'll do my own bacon. Like if we have salad stuff at home and we're making salad, for like a appetizer before we have our meal or whatever. Yeah, and I've got bacon in the fridge, which I usually do. Then I'll chop up some pieces of that and throw it in there. Of course.
That pizza that I ordered at Tumbled Rock when we met the kids over the weekend, I think it was called like a spicy Hawaiian or something like that. It had pineapples and jalapeno on it, but then it had 4 whole strips of bacon laid across the top of it.
One for each of the people there eating the pizza?
No, it was a regular-sized pie, so, there wasn't a slice of bacon on every piece necessarily, but it was, laid on there so that when you cut it, you would get bacon bites in every piece, and it was delicious.
I told you about this. I'm excited because we're going to a restaurant out east. I can't remember the name of the place. My wife keeps telling me about it, but they've got a bacon flight on the menu as an appetizer. So you go, I think it's
sugared bacon, a pepper bacon.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. But again, I don't bacon. And first of all, IPAs are trash. Throw them all in the garbage. That's where they belong. It's disgusting. I want nothing to do with IPAs. I don't care if they're dry hop, wet hop, triple, double. I don't give a rat's ass if it comes from the Mississippi or it comes from Alaska. I don't want nothing to do with it. IPAs are the most disgusting beer in the world. I don't know how anybody stomachs those things.
Not that bad.
It's so gross and unrefreshing. It's like you might as well just eat tree bark and grass mixed up together. It's just so nasty. And dandelions. Ugh. And then you add fake bacon flavor. You just can't. Trust me. I know people who have tried to incorporate bacon into beers. Right? How do you do it? Do you saute your grains in bacon fat or bacon oil, grease or whatever? Like, is there smoking process? And there's certainly smoked beers out there that maybe have a quality of a bacon, but in terms of like adding a bacon flavor to a beer or soda or something like that, it just doesn't work.
What if one of these flights of bacon is like jalapeno bacon?
Then the wife's trying that one.
Ghost pepper bacon.
There'll be plenty of other bacons. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not eating the spicy bacon.
That's how
either.
I feel about grape. I don't
grape
like
flavors?
I don't like grape.
It's because it's not grape. It's purple.
It don't. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not.
Grape soda doesn't taste anything like grape. It's just purple. See, I like grape gum and grape soda, but I wouldn't say that they're. I want purple soda.
Do not. Nope.
Do you have a weird flavor that doesn't actually taste like what it's supposed to taste like, Shaw, that you enjoy?
See, bacon vodka.
Well, you're really cornholing me here on this thing. I didn't realize it was a thing. I thought everything was fine.
I can just imagine Shaw's brain when you had another flavored vodka with his Bloody
Well,
Mary
I didn't have enough.
He's like, "Are you kidding me?
I've got a handle of Tito's.
Can this guy just bring in vodka
in the fridge, but I
thing?
don't have enough in there for more than one bloody, so I didn't bring it in.
Damn it! Again.
If only there was a place that sold vodka.
Well, I went downstairs and I'm like, I got to have a bottle of it here somewhere
He ruins it on
I didn't
purpose.
look till Friday morning. That was the problem. I thought I had enough in the freezer, and when I got up Friday morning, and then the store's closed. I can't
For
get
real again. This guy.
You can't get vodka at 2 in the morning. What do you want from me? I should have stopped at one of the bars when I come into work. Some of them are still open.
Is that too much to ask? Even Fleischmann's, for God's sake.
We got to have somewhere in this building somewhere, right? Well, it doesn't count because you drank the bloody.
I did drink
it. It doesn't count.
It just was off. It wasn't its usual pleasurable Bloody Mary.
Well, you also are leaving out the fact that I brought a ton of garnish.
You did. Yes, you did. Everything possibly pickled was there.
Ton of garnish.
I give you credit for that. You had to chop that stuff up and all that.
Yeah. In the midst of doing all this crap in here. It wasn't that bad. I didn't notice any real difference.
Oh, man. I just wish I could have seen Shaw's face. It's pineapple flavored next time, Shaw.
Again, I don't know.
Next time I'll bring the vodka.
I don't buy any of the alcohol in my house except for Jameson. And even that I rarely buy because every time someone gets me a present, it's a bottle of Jameson. I've got hundreds of them in my house.
Yeah.
A guy can only drink so much Jameson. I'm trying here. Doing my best.
That's great.
Anyways, thank you, Dan, for the text. I will not be trying bacon-infused IPAs ever.
It's blood orange vodka this time.
Do they make that? What else is going on?
The storm that spawned tornadoes throughout the Midwest on Tuesday also brought heavy rain to many areas. La Crosse received 1.29 inches of rain at the airport. On Alaska, got just over 1.5 inches. The heaviest rain in our area fell in McGregor in northeast Iowa, where they got almost 3.7 inches of rain. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says the state has ranked second in the country for the most prescription drugs collected during the spring drug take-back day. More than 55,000 pounds of unused medication was safely disposed of statewide. Wisconsin has now collected a total of 1,257,161 pounds of unwanted medications since the drug take-back began in 2010. Each Memorial Day, Milwaukee's Veterans Park is transformed into a field of flags. This will be the 5th annual Memorial Day tribute this year, and volunteers have been busy planting 27,316 flags in the park. Each flag represents a Wisconsinite who paid the ultimate price for freedom in service to our nation from the Civil War until today. Green Bay is getting ready for what experts say will be the city's biggest tourism event ever, next year's NFL draft.
Yeah.
How big a crowd could visit the home of the Packers?
Well, they had 750,000 in Detroit.
The NFL says the 2024 draft last month in Detroit brought in a record 775,000 fans, and even more could descend upon Green Bay next year for the draft. Now, another NFL city is preparing to host the draft. Pittsburgh has been chosen to host the event 2 years from now.
Yin's going to the draft? Going downtown to the draft? Yin's going? They gotta. It'll be interesting. This Green Bay thing might be off the charts.
Mm-hmm. It will be.
So they're in discussions with Amtrak about
trains in and out of there
to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to be able to really.
You can't put all those people in Green Bay.
No.
Right.
No. I mean, they're set up for a game day, but not a whole weekend of million people.
Right.
You know, think of what they're getting for one of those houses.
Oh gosh.
I bet they're already all booked out. But you know what I mean? You know those houses that are across the street there, the ones that are all pimped out. You know, the one that where ESPN does the Monday Night Football live from or whatever. Yep. Imagine what you could get for one of those things for the NFL draft weekend.
Name your price.
Oh my God.
So apparently state officials are saying it's a big task, but not impossible to think that this line could be finished by April of next year. Apparently, this train Amtrak out of Milwaukee.
Well, they put enough money in it, they'll be done. Thank you, Shaw. Mm-hmm. Got a text from Bryant. Said, can we hear some peaches to brighten up the morning? Yes, you can.
Peach flavored vodka?
It's a thing.
Rock Mornings on your rock station.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That is, of course, Peaches from the Presidents of the United States of America. Bryant wanted to hear that. Hopefully that did brighten up your morning. Thank you, Bryant, for the text message. Also got a text from Rich. Said, screw the IPA, let's go Jameson and bacon. Whiskey bacon would be good. No, it wouldn't. However, a breakfast shot, for some reason, works. It's a shot of Jameson, a shot of OJ, and a little slab of bacon. And for some reason, it all works.
Bacon.
You don't mix them together. You do the Jameson, then the OJ, and then the bacon. And it's good.
Toothpaste? Bacon flavored toothpaste?
None of that stuff tastes good. None of it. I've never had bacon toothpaste, but I'm not going to.
Beverages, bacon beverages, you've had those?
No, I had that bacon soda. I've had several people bring it to me. It's gross. I don't get it. And I don't really even drink a lot of soda anymore. I used to growing up. I drank a ton of Mountain Dew, but also capitalize the B in your bacon, Rich. Show some respect to the king of meats.
Bacon salt. Remember when we did all that with the...
Oh, yeah. But again, that's not really like a bacon-infused product, you know? Salt. A little smoke flavor in there.
Mm-hmm.
Put the word bacon on it. Is there actually any bacon in it? Maybe, probably. But we've got one more three-way to get to, plus bad news, happy music. The friggin' sports is coming up as well. If you want to get in touch with us, visit rockmornings.com. You can also listen to the show live. Check out our daily podcasts. Some Chili Peppers next.
Rock Mornings, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, the Chili Peppers, and Other Side. Ryan Coogler is 38. Do you know who Ryan Coogler is?
I don't think I do. Do
Director of the Black Panther and Creed movies. Ryan Coogler is 38 years old. Jewel is 50. The tooth.
The tooth.
I think she got it fixed. I don't know.
That's her signature thing. Did she?
I think, well, her sound and her unique style obviously is her signature thing, but I thought she got it fixed. She did have a tooth thing. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. But she's 50. Also turning 50 today is Ken Jennings.
A software engineer from Salt Lake City, Utah. Ken Jennings.
Jeopardy host now. Won 74 in a row. Ended up getting the job. Host of Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Selway is 57. You might not know who he is, but he's the drummer for Radiohead.
But I'm a creep.
What the hell am I looking for? H. John Benjamin is 58. Does the voice of Sterling Archer on Archer. Also does the voice of Bob on Bob's Burgers. Voice guy. Melissa McBride is 59. She plays Carol on The Walking Dead. Look at the flowers. Just keep looking at them flowers. You never watched it?
I watched, I don't know, half a season, I think.
Graphic novels are better. Show was okay. At some point, everybody just loses interest. You're just like, all right, enough of this.
I get it. Shameless.
And now there's like a million spinoffs. Drew Carey, 66. Whose line is it anyways? Drew Carey show back in the day. Also now the host of Price is Right. May 23rd, 1979, 45 years ago today, Kiss released their Dynasty album, Disco Kiss. Disco Kiss.
Yeah.
1979. Featuring the hit, I Was Made for Loving You. Disco Kiss. 1984, 40 years ago today, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. In theaters. Why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be? Biggest fear?
Yeah. Me? No. Indiana Jones, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like snakes, but sharks. Top of the food chain.
Why would it have to be sharks?
Why would it have to be sharks? Yeah. Where he pulled out that dude's heart and showed it to him. Bowl of rum. 1986, a lot of stuff going on this day in 1986. First of all, in theaters, Poltergeist 2 with the creepy Reverend Kane.
You're gonna die in there! All of you! You are gonna die!
Man, they found the right villain for that one. That dude was creepy looking. Reverend Kane, Poltergeist 2. Also in theaters on this day in 1986, Sly Stallone as Marion Cobra Cobretti in the movie Cobra with a sweet-ass 1950 Mercury lead sled. That car was awesome. Movie was okay. Car was better. Oh, nitro infused, the whole damn thing. That car was sweet. I'm not like a huge car guy, but that car makes the clock go from 6 to midnight every time. That is a sweet ride. Same day, 1986, on this day, 38 years ago, Poison released their debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In.
Is there any good songs on that one?
They're all awesome. I just listened to it twice this morning, getting ready for the show.
Good songs on that one?
I Want Action and Talk Dirty to Me. And oh, yeah. So good. 1994, 30 years ago today, Star Trek The Next Generation aired its final episode. The cast went on to do 4 movies before the franchise was then rebooted. But on this day in 94, the Star Trek Next Generation series aired its final episode. That's the one with Jean-Luc Picard, right? And they just rebooted that, too. 27 years ago today, 1997, the second Jurassic Park film, The Lost World Jurassic Park, in theaters. "25 years ago today, 1999, a very tragic day for the WWE as Owen Hart fell to his death during the pay-per-view event Over the Edge.
Here in Kansas City, tragedy befell the World Wrestling Federation and all of us. Owen Hart was set to make an entrance from the ceiling, and he fell from the ceiling. And I have the unfortunate responsibility to let everyone know that Owen Hart has died. Owen Hart has tragically died from that accident here tonight.
Is that a lot of that? Is that in that documentary?
The Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah,
there's a whole episode about that. Yeah, and you can glean what you want from it, whether or not somebody knew or somebody didn't do their job or whatever, but 80 feet from the rafters, he fell, hit the ring, and died. And Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler out there, and they have to make the announcement, and the pay-per-view continues, and just, I mean, the guy died essentially right in front of them and in front of all these people in this arena, and of course, nobody really knew at the time. It wasn't until after he'd been taken away, but it's just awful. Just an awful tragedy. 80 feet he plunged from the rafters to the ring. On a lighter note, one of the funniest movie clips of all time. 21 years ago, 2003, Bruce Almighty in theaters.
In other news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
Check the prompter.
What did he just say? Check the prompter.
Read what's on the prompter.
The prompter's fine. Evan, read the copy, please. The copy's good. Just read it.
The White House Reception Committee greeted the prime rib roast minister, and I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. I like
do the
cha-cha.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulties. In other news... Oh, my apologies.
Oh my God, I laugh every time. Bruce Almighty in theaters on this day in 03.
Might have to watch that.
Steve Carell. My apologies. 7 years ago today, 2017, Roger Moore died of cancer at the age of 89. He played James Bond in 7 films, including The Man with the Golden Gun, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, and Octopussy.
My name's Bond. James Bond.
And there you go. Some birthdays and pop culture stuff. My apologies. We'll get to Scott Robert Shaw next.
Rock mornings, only on 95.7 The Rock.
This is right up my alley, Shaw.
Yeah?
You know I like Storage Wars, right?
Yeah, the show?
It's past its prime, right? It's run its course. But when it first came out, you're like, oh.
You wanted to do it. You wanted to buy some yourself.
Treasures. You never know what you're going to find. Somebody's old comic book collection.
Sure.
You don't know what's in there.
Collectibles.
That's what makes it, it's a mystery.
Or you just walk away with a bunch of dirty clothes that you got to burn. Right?
It's possible.
Well, there is a new pared-down version of Storage Wars in a mystery vending machine.
Okay.
So everything's covered up. You put your dollar in.
These are unclaimed packages inside of a vending machine. There's a photo making the rounds right now that shows a vending machine in Germany that sells unopened mystery packages. You have no idea what's inside of them. They just look like random packages from Amazon, and that's basically what they are. They contain returned or unclaimed merchandise from online retailers, stuff that nobody wants. The retailer doesn't think they're worth paying to have them shipped back or restocked, especially if it's going back to China. Similar to the liquidation warehouses in the U.S., where people can buy random pallets or abandoned stuff for pennies on the dollar.
This is like a box.
We had a former coworker who did that.
1,000 pairs of headphones.
Yeah, it was and he tried to sell them at a garage sale every year, and no one bought them.
No.
Bought a pallet for like $10. And if he had just sold one pair, he would have paid his money back. But he couldn't get anybody to buy these stupid headphones that he bought a pallet of. But I don't think he knew when he bought the pallet that it was headphones, right?
I don't recall. It's been a while.
It was like it was just like, hey, here's a pallet of which I've thought about doing for some of my action figures, my wrestling stuff that I've got, because I got a ton of it. And I thought maybe if I just put a full tote of action figures, and I say, hey, this is full of action figures. It could be worth $100, could be worth $1,000. I have no idea, but I'll charge you $50 for it, right? Thought about doing that on eBay, but this is apparently a vending machine, Shaw. The vending machine itself is called the Mystery-O-Matic. And it was at a train station. Unclear how much the stuff inside was going for, but people in the comments obviously say it's like a mini version of Storage Wars. Yeah. I guess it depends on the price.
But again, if it's something that nobody else wants, why do I want it?
Well, you never know. It could be something you need. Could be something worth money. I mean, maybe it just has a misprint on it or a button out of place. You know, one of those kind of things.
Or maybe they just didn't like it.
Yeah, wrong size. They're just shipping it back. You're not into it, Shaw?
I mean, if it's $1, take a spin. But
$5?
Yeah, maybe.
$10?
Probably not.
There's also a photo making the round of a bar in D.C. that has a list of shots that they do at the bar. You know, like a menu.
Yeah.
And they've got one where it's a Narragansett beer, right, from Cape Cod, the can that Quint crushes in Jaws. Sure. He's drinking Narragansett beer. It's a Narragansett beer. It's a shot, I think, of whiskey, and then a scratch-off ticket.
For all your vices.
For $10. You get a beer, a shot, and a scratcher. I love it.
Scratcher may be worth more than that.
Could be, Shaw. That's what we're just saying.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Could be worth something. You could walk away. It's like shake of the day.
Right.
I like it. 2 new things that I saw on the internet today, Shaw, that piqued my interest.
The mystery boxes?
Mystery vending machines. And a shot menu that has a beer, a shot, and a scratch-off. Around here, it'd probably be a pull tab, right? I'd be into that.
But you take your chances on that.
Be into that. Especially a free pull tab.
I thought you meant it was like You didn't know what food you were getting out of the vending machine. You put your money in for a snack, and then then you're like, oh.
I'm out on mystery
jalapeno
foods.
chips.
Yeah, everything's spicy.
M&M's.
Yeah, here's a habanero pepper. Shove it right up your rear end. No, thank you. I'm good. Bad news, happy music coming up next time we talk to Shaw. Right now, it's Des Rocks.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Des Rocks. I am the Lightning. Friggin' Sports! Brought to you by Baseball Jerseys for Sale. Very famous baseball jerseys for sale. Like the jersey that was worn by Babe Ruth when he called his shot.
Oh my gosh.
In Game 3 of the 1932 World Series.
Watch this. Taylor is pointing to the bleachers. He's calling his shot. Nobody's done this since Babe Ruth in the 32 World Series.
Euchre knows. Going to go up for auction in August. According to Heritage Auctions, made the announcement on Tuesday. The sale of the Road Gray Babe Ruth jersey, available to the public for the first time in 19 years, is expected to set a record for a sports collectible at auction.
So somebody had
where it could fetch upwards of $30 million.
So someone had bought it from an auction and now is just deciding to sell it?
According to Chris Ivey, Heritage Auctions, Director of Sports Auctions. Geez, I feel like the fire guy yesterday. How many times I got to say the effing word auction? The auction is set for August 23rd through the 25th. The jersey last sold for $940,000 in 2005.
So somebody bought it for that.
For under $1 million.
And now they think
that was
$30 million?
That was in 2005 with Gray Flannel Auctions. At the time, it was dated to the 1932 season, and it was purported to be from that year's series, but the jersey has now been photo matched by May Gray, authenticated as one that Babe Ruth wore in Game 3. So at the time when it sold in 2005, they didn't know for a fact that it was that game-worn jersey. They thought it was. They were sure it was from the 32 season, but they weren't sure if it was from that game. But now they have photo matched it. And so they're saying that when this auction goes up in August, upwards of $30 million. Most valuable sports collectible of all time.
Well, I looked down at center field and I floored it. I said, I'm going to hit the next pitch ball right past the flagpole.
And that's what he did.
Ugh. Who has that kind of money? Everybody I know,
Rich
get
people.
it. Rich people. I don't know.
Rich people.
Huh.
It's a hell of a lot of money to spend for some cloth.
That was an investment that paid off for whoever bought it in 2005. Oof.
The friggin' sports brought to you by Jerseys up for auction.
Oof.
It's a lot of money.
It sure is.
The Struts in a couple of minutes, and Scott Robert Shaw back with bad news and happy music.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock. Thursday edition, Shaw. What do we got?
Well, how would you like to spend the rest of your life cruising around the world in spots where it's always summer?
How much summer? Like 90 summer or 70 summer?
I'm not sure.
Am I on a boat?
Yeah, so there's a boat called the Villa V Odyssey, which is currently in dry dock, but a week from now it will make its initial voyage. This ship will be one of the hottest new innovations in the cruise industry, one of only 2 residential cruise ships in operation. And its world tour will have successfully launched where others have failed. About 300 passengers, or residents, as they call them, will be on board to start the voyage from Belfast, Ireland. This is a cruise without end, where passengers can choose between pay-as-you-go and ownership options, spending as little as 35 days or the rest of their natural life on board. The relatively small vessel, 424 capacity, is capable of docking in the heart of destinations, so port stays can range up to 7 days rather than the typical hit-and-run cruise ship approach. These cruise residents do, after all, have all the time in the world. Their global itinerary is broken down into 16 segments over 1,301 days, and it's been carefully designed so that it catches the spring-summer seasons in both the northern and southern and summer hemisphere. If they choose, people could never feel the winter chill again. There's no commitment to stay on board for the full 3.5 years or to get off when that's over. People can pick and choose between segments as they like. 270 of the 295 cabins on the ship have already been sold. They say that there will be 3 restaurants, 5 bars and lounges, a spa, a fitness center, a library, and a medical center on board. Prices start at about, a 3-year stint, $97,000. Annual rental, $32,000. All food and beverages are included, including alcohol at dinner. There's a medical treatment available, housekeeping, laundry service, all of that included.
Well, we've seen a trend in this trend happening where people who are of age for retirement homes say, I'm not that old.
I'm not going to do that.
I don't want to die in a retirement home. Right. I still have a lot of life and vigor left, and so I'm going
places I want to see.
And it's apparently at times more affordable to get on these cruise ships. So this cruise is specifically devoted, though, to these people as opposed to the other thing, which I was just talking about, which is people going on larger cruise ships, and it just happens to be cheaper for them to go on that, and they've got everything they need.
Yeah. I mean, you got your laundry service, you got housekeeping,
medical.
Well, you divide that as less than $3,000 a month, and I can tell you right now, my mom's paying more for that at assisted living.
I heard double that. Yeah.
So, and somebody's
if the cruise industry, they'd be smart, start building more of these damn boats, man. Because this is a whole
medical,
untapped resource.
Cleaning your
However,
room.
I did just see a headline. I didn't read the story.
Did they all get diarrhea?
No. Well, you got to deal with that, obviously. I saw a story, at least a headline saw. There's a guy on a cruise ship who got sick and had to be chartered off with a helicopter.
Okay,
but they wouldn't let him off till he paid the $2,400 that he owed for the medical services.
Oh man.
Yeah,
you can let him die right there if he doesn't pay his bill.
I guess I don't. I didn't read the story, but I saw the headline. I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Right,
I'm out. But we had friends that went to Mexico. Same thing. They went down there on a vacation and they got injured in an ATV accident, and they couldn't get across the border until they paid all this money to this Mexican hospital.
Wow.
And they didn't have it. They're like, we're on vacation, man. We're on a budget here.
Right.
It's crazy.
The chances of you actually needing to help while seated in an exit row of an airplane are practically nil. So just say yes and get back to enjoying that extra 5 inches of legroom. Everyone on a Frontier flight out of Charlotte had to deplane, however, when a woman in an exit row joked that she would not help in an emergency. She said out loud, I'm not going to save anybody. If something happens, I'm going to save myself first. Now, normally if you said that, they just move you to a different row. But this woman ended up being a handful in more ways than one, so they ended up kicking her off the flight. A passenger posted footage of her arguing with flight attendants. She kept yelling about getting home to babysit her grandson and said she was going to call her lawyer. The pilot eventually had to call police to escort her off. No word yet on charges, but they did lead her across the tarmac in handcuffs.
That lady came and asked us, we got witnesses, we all agreed. Didn't nobody tell
the flight attendant over
Yeah, because we all agreed, and everybody can witness that.
She wasn't very happy. Sean.
No. Glad she wasn't on my recent flight. This guy should do a commercial for Samsung. A skydiver managed to recover his phone without a scratch after it fell from his pocket at 12,000 feet while skydiving in Florida.
Wow.
Frank Carbolito regularly shares footage from his skydiving adventures, and in this case captured the video showing the moment the phone slipped out of his pocket as he and another skydiver were performing a midair trick. He managed to recover his cell phone without a scratch after it fell some 12,000 feet. He used his Find My Device app that provided him with the coordinates. He followed them, and that led him to a wooded area where he managed to recover his phone. It was a Samsung Galaxy in a case. He said there was not any damage at all to the inside or outside of the phone.
The commercial should be for the case, not the phone.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I tell you, man, I didn't believe it till I got one of those Badger boxes or whatever the hell it's called. OtterBox. You put that thing around here, and it's like, forget about it. You shoot that thing with a missile, and it just be like, that all you got? Bounced twice and lived to tell the tale.
A guy in New Zealand got in trouble over a video of him slamming a killer whale. He jumped on it from a boat like a wrestler from the top rope. The New Zealand Department of Conservation fined him some $600. That's about $350 in U.S. currency.
There's one in front of you.
Where did it go?
Touched it. Oh my God, it's behind him. It's behind him. Yes.
This is what we're doing with our time now?
Yeah, right, exactly.
This is why the orcas are attacking boats. This is your fault, bro.
Yeah,
Are you not up on the information, the news lately? These orcas are attacking and sinking ships. It's because your body's slamming them off the back of your boat.
There'll be whales here.
What are you doing?
Leave the whale alone. How about that, huh? And it's not every day that someone makes an attempt on your life. But a guy named Elijah Bowles believes that's what happened to him when he picked up a package at the post office and found a live rattlesnake inside. Somebody had put cotton balls in the box, apparently so postal workers would not hear these snakes rattle. That, according to the 60-year-old. He said that's attempted murder. If you ask me, he picked up the package at the post office. This is in California, near the Joshua Tree National Park. And inside, when he opened it, discovered a snake about 2 feet long. He called 911 and Animal Control. Animal Control picked up the snake. A deputy took a report that was forwarded to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, which is handling the investigation. The package, marked fragile, listed a return address of Palm Coast, Florida, but tracking information indicates it was actually mailed from California. He doesn't believe it's possible that the snake slithered into the package while it was in transit.
Was there anything else in the box?
No, nothing.
All right,
and it appears to have been intentionally mailed, he thinks.
That guy better reassess where he's at. What's going on.
What are you doing with your life that someone wants to send rattlesnakes?
That's what he's wondering, and he should worry because he just the other day learned that a second virtually identical package was mailed to his home in Florida.
Yeah, someone's trying to.
He's now trying to figure out, do I have any enemies? He said, quote, I'm not a gangster. I'm just a truck driver.
Somebody's
got it in for him, though, right?
I tell you what, you cut me off on the highway when I'm going 90, and you bring your big semi truck out.
Follows you.
Yeah,
the movie. They cut her off, beep beep, and then then
Candy cane. Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah,
not good.
No,
I have had it with these mother snakes on this mother plane.
Stop with that. You gotta get some. Don't you have to have something where you can check the box before you open it up? I'm not opening another one with a surprise.
I'm not opening any more boxes ever again.
Right, no kidding.
If I'm that guy. Twice, one at home and one on the road. That's not good.
And you got to find out who's doing that, because what happens? What's the escalation from that?
What's next?
Where
does it go from here?
Baby reindeer. I understand.
Two rattlesnakes?
Things happen.
Unless someone got the wrong address and keeps sending snakes thinking it's this other person, and it happens to be this guy's. I mean, we've seen
2 feet long live rattlesnakes?
We've seen construction crews tear down the wrong house.
Yeah, I know.
We've seen police kill guys because they go into the wrong address.
This person
it's
that's
not
mailing
unlikely.
them has to go catch a rattlesnake and then put it in a box.
Well, they might be a rattlesnake dealer. You know what I mean? Maybe they're sending them to people who are purchasing them, but he's getting the wrong address.
Yeah, but the guy got it at same guy got it at two different locations. I don't know about that.
No, that's.
I'm just saying,
he cut somebody
a
off.
what if situation. Yeah, he cut him off
in traffic, and now they're after him. It's a movie, Shaw. Saw the movie. No thanks.
Bad news, happy music. Thank you, Shaw. Yep. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I can't believe the level of stupidity to jump off the back of a boat onto a killer whale.
People.
No way. We'll get to your text messages and emails in a couple of minutes. We'll do that right after the Queens of the Stone Age.
More of your rock mornings coming up in just a bit. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
rockmornings.com. Head to the website for all of our contact information. If you're looking to get in touch with us, listen live on the website. Check out our daily podcast as well. Dan wanted to hear some Korn. I did not get to that. I apologize. Jay, listening in Kentucky, said local auto parts store employees would super glue a quarter to the floor, watch people try to pick it up. Shaw just came in and said the same thing about a bar when he was in college. People would glue quarters to the sidewalk.
Right out front of the windows.
Watch people try to pick them up. Obviously, that was also in Empire Records. I'm sure that's a very old gag. Allie wanted to hear some Mud Shovel by Stain. Pretty pleased with bacon on top. Jim texted in, said the truck looks good. We were talking about that grandson who restored his grandfather's
International Harvester.
Or his truck from the 50s. Yeah. Rich texted in, said, screw the IPA, let's go Jameson and bacon. Whiskey bacon would be good. No, it wouldn't. No, it would not. Bryant wanted to hear some peaches from the presidents of the United States of America, and we did that. Cheryl texted in, said, years ago I delivered a package that was supposed to catch fire. When the customer opened it, rode with me for a few hours. Like criminally catch fire? Or like a joke catch fire? Because it sounds like criminal.
It does sound like.
As opposed to like a glitter bomb, right? We've heard of glitter bombs. You open up a envelope or something and the glitter goes pew, all over the place.
But this sounds like
catch fire sounds like criminal, like could burn a building down. Yeah. Doesn't sound good.
Scary. Any snakes? Did she?
I'm sure out there in where she delivers, the rural areas.
Snakes.
Thank you very much for all the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Again, pretty decent weather today if you're going to be doing outdoor stuff. Looks like some rain on the way for the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, and clouds now, a mix of clouds and sun, but 80-something, I guess.
Have a great rest of your Thursday. Talk to you tomorrow.